Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Alma Pilates and Yoga. My name is Marisol, and in today's class we're going to be doing around 20 minutes of kind of a stretch, kind of Pilates, kind of a yoga class. I'll be using some Pilates exercises, but some yoga exercises in a really gentle way. This is going to be a perfect class if you haven't moved all day, or if you're being just really careful with your body but want to stretch and want to move. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Remember that I do have full-length classes on my Patreon account. The link will be in the description box down below. I've got 40 to 50-minute classes, and of course I also teach live online classes every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you want to join. So again, all that information down below, but all you're going to need today is going to be a TheraBand. So if you don't have a TheraBand, don't worry. It's pretty much just for 2 exercises. You can use a belt, or you don't have to use a TheraBand at all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm wearing a jacket today just because I really want my muscles to be warm when I'm doing a lot of these movements. But let's start with our hands and knees. You can put your band off to the side. Right now, we're just going to start with a really simple cat-cow movement. So your spine is long. We're looking to the floor. Take a big inhale and exhale round the spine. Push the floor away. Let your head drop heavy. Inhale, arch the back. Shine the chest through. Tailbone lifts. Inhale, and then exhale, repeat. So as you're doing this movement, I want you to really go at the speed that feels good for your body. For some of you, going with a little bit more of a flow will feel really nice. And then for others of you, just kind of pausing at specific parts will feel really nice too. So again, just listen to your body throughout the entire class and you'll be good to go. Let's go for just a few more breaths. Really make sure that you're breathing deep. Take your time if you need to. And then after you finish this last rounding of the spine, come to a flat back position. Make sure you have some space behind you because we're going to stretch the legs out long into plank. Hold it here. Inhale, exhale, press your hips up into pike, or otherwise known as downward dog. And inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, press the hips up and back, pike. And exhale, come back to plank. Take your time, modify however you need to. Again, this is just to wake up the joints, wake up the muscles, but the downward dog should give you a really nice stretch too. Good, good, good. All right, now rest the knees down. Take your right hand, needle it through, allow your right shoulder to come onto the floor, and extend your left arm in front of you and hold it here. It might feel a little strange if you've never done this exercise before, but make sure that your hips are even. Really put some weight into the shoulder. The side of the head is going to be pressing into the floor. You can close your eyes if you want to. Just relax. Just take a few deep breaths. Let your ribs expand out to the side. Fill your lungs up with air. Just take your time for 4, 3, 2. Put a little bit more weight on your right knee. And 1. And go ahead and help yourself up. Switch sides. So right hand underneath the shoulder for right now. Needle the left arm down and through. Right arm stretches forward, and then even out your hips. Holding it here for just a few. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Don't worry, that was probably my phone. You don't have to check your phone. Relax the face as much as you can for 4. 3, a little bit more weight on your left knee. 2, 1. Hand under the shoulders, push yourself away. Whew. All right, and now let's come to seated position. Grab grab your TheraBand if you have it. If not, that's fine. A way to modify this is bend your knees instead of keeping them straight if you don't have the TheraBand, but try it out, see how it feels. All right, the TheraBand we're gonna put at the bottom or the base of our feet. Sit up tall, legs stretched in front of you. This is gonna be our roll down, so Pilates exercise. Sit up tall, inhale. Exhale, round the spine, scoop the waistline back, and slowly lower down piece by piece, all the way down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lift the chest, pull the waistline down. Allow the TheraBand to help you lift up and seated position. Try that again. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, pull the belly back, slowly lower down. Relax. Inhale. And exhale, chest lift, round the spine up, pull the belly back. Up. Inhale. Good. And last one, exhale, slowly roll on down, letting the spine stay flexible and mobile, and hold it down here. Very good, everyone. All right, from here, bend the knees. You can bring the TheraBand in with you. Have it somewhere nearby because you definitely need it. But for right now, open the arms out wide to the side. Your feet are together. Allow your knees to rest to the right-hand side. Now that's the simple way of doing it. The way I like to do it is cross your left knee over your right knee if you can, and allow both knees to go to the right. It's a little bit more intense, but I feel like you guys will really enjoy this one. Remember that if you're still working on your flexibility, that it's probably a good idea to come in and out of the stretch instead of just holding the stretch for an incredible amount of time. Yeah, stretching does feel sometimes a little painful, but you definitely don't want to feel sharp shooting pains. All right, so just for anyone out there wondering. All right, come back to center. Unravel the legs, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Right knee over left, or just legs together, and then lean your legs to the left-hand side. Now we're going to grab our TheraBand. Again, remember, if you need to pause the video and hold on to any one of these stretches a little longer, go for it. Why not? Grab the TheraBand, place it underneath the left leg up to the ceiling, holding on to the TheraBand, right leg stretches forward. Now from here, my elbows are on the floor, they're grounded. Lean the leg over to the right, down, left, and up, creating leg circles. So if you've ever done Pilates on the equipment, this is pretty much the same effect as leg circles, legs and straps on the reformer. If you have no idea what we're talking about, don't worry about it. Just giving a little reference. Let's go for 2. When you're ready, reverse. We're not going to last too long in these, partly because sometimes it can feel challenging to hold on to the TheraBand for many reasons. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Find a little stretch. I like to grab more tension and then just pull the leg a little closer towards me. And now from here, rotate the knees and the toes of the left foot internally to the right side of the room. And then from there, lean the left leg over to the right. Be very gentle, and then keep your left hip on the floor as much as possible. Good. Holding it here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back to center. Take the strap off and stretch out that leg. Whew. All right, do the same thing on the other side. TheraBand underneath the right foot. Stretch it up to the ceiling. Both hands holding on, and stretch your left leg out long. All right, from here, circle the leg out, down, over, and up. Again, this should feel really supportive, but at the same time, you still want to think about pushing the foot into the TheraBand, especially as the leg moves around in a big circle. Let's go for 3. 2. 1, and reverse. Inhale over, down, right, up to the left, down, right up. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1, and come back to center. Good, and then bend the knee, or actually don't bend the knee, keep the leg straight, grab the strap, and pull your leg a little closer to the chest, finding your stretch. Is it there? Now take the right toes and knees, internally rotate. So first rotate, then lean, okay? So first rotate internally to the left side, and then lean your leg over to the left, hold it there. Out of that stretch, bend the knee, take the band off. Great job, everyone. All right, put the band off to the side. We're pretty much not going to need it anymore. Feet closer to your hips, knees hip width distance apart, hands down by your side. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly down, lift the hips up, finding your bridge position. Whatever feels good for you is what I want you to go to. So if your hips up higher feels great, good. If your hips down lower feels great, that's good too. And slowly lower the spine back down. It's about the spine movement here, waking up the back side of the body, opening up the front side of the body. So again, whatever gets you to those feelings, that's what matters. Time. Flow through it. Flow through this exercise. It's so good for your back. Let's go for 3. 2. And 1. And slowly lower the spine back down. Alright, let's roll on over to our side. Use your hands to come all the way up. Ooh, all right, messy hair. Okay, so right now my right shin is in front of me, kind of like a crisscross position almost. My left shin is to the side of me. Doesn't matter what shin you have in front as long as you're kind of mirroring me at least. So now from here, I'm gonna take my right hand, put it on the floor, left hand up goes up and over as I push my ribs away from the floor, finding a stretch here. Inhale. And exhale, come up. Again, inhale. Exhale, come up. One more time, inhale. And exhale, come up. Awesome. From here, you have 3 options. Option number 1, rotate your upper body towards the right, put your forearms down on the floor. Option number 1. Option number 2, stay here, but extend your left leg and kind of shift your hips a little bit. And then option number 3 is going to be our pigeon stretch with the shin forward in front of you, the hips squared forward, and then forearms down on the floor. These are all different options that you can take. All should feel really good for the hips, maybe the outer thighs, depending on where you're tightest. Hold it here. Take a deep breath. slowly come out of that. Should feel great for the hips, and switch over to the other side. So bend the knees. Knees stacked apart, stacked on top. Left hand on the floor, right arm out to the side. Inhale, push the ribs away. Find your stretch. And exhale, come back. The reason I like to stretch when I go up and over is because I feel like the action of inhaling, pulling my ribs apart from one another, gives my side stretch a deeper sensation. So try that when you reach up and over next time. Inhale. And exhale, come back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, come back. All right. Left shin in front of the body, right shin out to the side. We're going to take the upper body, rotate towards the mat, and allow the forearms to come down. This is option number 1. Now, my left hip is really tight today, so I already feel the stretch in this position. Not everyone might, so you have the second option of extending your leg, adjusting your hips a little bit, seeing if that feels a little bit better. And of course, you always have the pigeon option. It's a little bit more intense, I would say. But you just want to square your hips forward, forearms on the floor. And yes, I know that in pigeon stretch, the shin is more parallel in front of the chest, but this is as far as my knees can go. So we're gonna keep it here. An old knee injury that keeps me from going any more without feeling like I'm gonna pull at my knee joint. So for any of you yogis watching out there, that's why. Take a few deep breaths, try to melt into the stretch. And then we can come out. Oh, awesome. All right, let's come to hands and knees. I'm gonna take my left foot forward, right leg back. So kind of like a low lunge stretch. We're gonna go through a few different options here. I like my foot slightly out to the side and both of my hands on the inside of kind of where my hips would be. This is option number 1. Of course, try to keep the chin pulling back, the neck super long, and the right knee just kind of back behind your hips a little bit. This is option number 1. Option number 2, you would just lift the knee. It's a little bit more work for the legs, but I personally prefer that. I think for this one, hold this position. Try to think of growing the spine long instead of letting everything gravitate towards the floor. Although gravity does help with our stretches, let's try to keep the spine nice and long. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the knee down so that we can reach the left arm up to the ceiling, rotating the upper body to the left-hand side. And both hands on your knees to help your upper body lift. You can hold this position. I tend to prefer hands behind my head, lifting the chest up, opening the elbows, pressing the hips forward, engaging in the back right glute. Holding it here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and both hands down. Let's switch the legs. So go onto your hands and knees. You can shake the hips out a little bit. Right foot forward. I like to separate mine a little bit more. Both hands down on my mat. And then back knee back a little bit further. There we go. All right. I got asked what kind of mat I use, and I use the same mat for Pilates and yoga, although I prefer this one for Pilates. This is a Manduka. I'll see if I can link it below, but it's a little bit thicker. Pilates mats are generally thicker because we spend so much time on our knees, on our backs, on our sides, whereas yoga mats, they tend to be a little bit thinner because you're doing balance poses a lot of the time. So just thought you should know if you were wondering. All right, from here, You can straighten the leg if you want to. We're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the knee down. Reach the right arm up. Find your stretch. Opening up the chest. Breathing. And lower both hands down. Oh, actually, both hands on your thigh, front thigh. Lift your upper body up so you get a deeper front hip flexor stretch. You can just simply press the hips forward or hands behind your head or arms up to the ceiling. This is another good one I like. And then when you're ready, arms down, go onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes tucked underneath the heels. Inhale, exhale, press the hips up and back. Walk your feet to your hands and walk your hands to your feet. Inhale here, exhale, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, slowly curl on up, one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, opening up the chest. Oh, awesome, everyone. And that was your short stretching class for the day. I hope you really enjoyed it. The idea of this video was just to help people feel really good. And what's better than a few Pilates exercises, a few feel-good yoga exercises, and a little bit of a TheraBand. So let me know how you felt in the comments down below. Don't forget, we have live classes every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, almapilatescenter.com. Hope to see you guys in my next class. Bye.